Right. It says we're live, right? Yeah, sod it. I'm not on the Wi-Fi for some reason. I don't know why. Is this audio on? I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Oh, it'll be alright. I'll just be on mobile data. Welcome to the live. I'm actually got a bit of a cold, feel like crap. So I haven't really got much motivation. Well, I've got no motivation whatsoever. Couldn't even get up to train this. Well, I could. I was getting up for training, but oh, I did not feel like it. So I'm not training on the head this morning. But I just saw something from Arnold Schwarzenegger, this sort of ex-poster, printed it out, that sums up what I want to talk about. So you have to bear with me because I've got a bit of a cold. I don't know where it's come from. I'm trying to, recover. So Arnold Schwarzenegger says, "My best advice is to stop using motivation as your only fuel. I know it feels great when you're fired up, but it's a short-term fuel source. That's why the vast majority of people who start anything, diet, fitness, new projects, don't finish. They run out of gas. The only lasting fuel is routine. And you only get a routine by dragging yourself on the days when you have no motivation, over and over. I know that's not the answer anyone wants. I wish I had a magic pill for you, but the only thing that works is showing up for yourself, even when you don't want to. Brute force." Yeah, that's true. I feel like absolute crap right now. But I agree with that wholeheartedly. And the only reason why I'm doing this YouTube live is out of routine, because I keep doing them. And the reason why I'm sat outside doing my journaling, my reading, is because it's routine and I keep doing it. And it's very true. I remember my cousin, Matt, telling me motivation is bullshit. Everyone's looking for motivation. And it is bullshit. The only thing that works is forcing yourself, because, it's no secret, creating new habits is difficult, and you've got to keep telling yourself, hey, I'm very good, thank you for joining. So you've got to keep telling yourself, when you're faced with something, a change, building a habit is difficult. You've got to manually step in and use your logical brain to keep telling yourself to keep doing it until it becomes a routine, right? Until it becomes second nature to you. You've got to build the habit, and initially it's difficult and painful. So I think Arnold Schwarzenegger says this absolutely fantastically. Am I into sports? Yeah, I am, yeah. Not watching sports so much. I kind of gave all that up. I just saw it as a waste of time. Watching sports is, I associate that with going to the pub and drinking. I don't want to do that. But yeah, playing sports. But my sports have always been so fitness, weight training and stuff, mountain biking, and like martial arts. So stuff like that I like, swimming, not so much football or anything. I just think it's a big distraction for the masses. So, things like mountain biking, hiking, swimming, martial arts, these are all like useful skills as well, that, they're more than a sport. So I like doing them. Yeah, what about you? Yeah, I do like sports. I like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's brilliant. So yeah, when he says that, like, stop using motivation as your only fuel source, it kind of is. If you're waiting to be motivated, it's like a mind state, isn't it? It's like a state of mind where you've got to feel in the mood and motivated to do it. And that is really good. At times when you have that, you've got to jump on it and really use it to, it's like a little turbo boost there and then. You can use it to really push yourself through. But the vast majority of days, you might not have that kind of motivation available. So, sorry about that. I am feeling like crap. Got a bit of a cold. So what do you do? Well, you've got to rely on routine. You've got to rely on routine, and this is why I always talk about creating that like vision for yourself, for your life. Like when you create your identity, it's a vision of what you want, and you've got to want it. And then you're creating daily habits, a routine of things that you do that drive you towards that direction. And that's more important than looking for motivation, looking for quick fixes. It's insanely important. If I think about, well, you have a think about this, right? Everything good that you've ever got in your life, everything that you're kind of proud of, that's usually come about through some persistence of doing something for a long period of time. Yeah, you can get lucky. And I'm going to do a video on luck, because I've done a few, but I think you create your own luck. Like, I do believe that there's like, just like fucking total fluke luck. Like, you just come into something and it just happens out of nowhere. You don't even deserve it. I'm not sure, because, you know, the way karma works, you only get what you deserve in life. So maybe there's something there, but there is luck. But most of the time, you create your own luck because you create the conditions. We said people get lucky. People that get lucky, they've usually created the conditions for that luck to happen. You know what I mean? They're in the right place at the right time because they're doing the right things consistently. Yeah, and that's it. You is strange. Well, who wants to be normal? Are you normal? Are you sort of plugged in and just a normal, paying your taxes, doing what you're told? You don't want to be normal. Trust me. No one successful is normal. So you want to be a little bit strange. Life is very good, thank you. I'm just suffering with a bit of a cold. Yeah, so thanks for that. So, yeah, if you think back to anything, and this is obviously, I go on about this a lot because, like, even it happens over a long term. And even for myself, so many things that I've done that they've all come about through persistence. And somebody added a comment to my latest video that I did on why we always, I did a video, was it yesterday, day before I released it? It was about when we make decisions, we almost always make them too late. Like we almost always could have made the decision a bit quicker. We'll talk about this in the context of the journal, because when you journal, you're recording what you do every day. And one thing I notice is we usually make the right decision, but we usually make it a little bit later. We always could have made it quicker. We kind of know when because we kind of hang on to these, let's call it, beliefs that things are going to be a certain way. Whether that's with a person or with a business opportunity or something like this. And we could have made the decision quicker, and we kind of procrastinate on it. And so I did a video on that. And then somebody added a comment to say, yes, normal as normal can be. Yeah, good for you. What's this? Hello. Help the boat people fund will be possible. Oh, right, okay. Oh, you're just trolling. It's all right. Anyway, when I did that video the other day, somebody added a comment actually that was, where do I see this most often in business or in life, like in relationships or in business? Where do I, you hang on to things longer than you should. And I think business, like I said business because one of my problems is if I fix on an idea, something that I want to do, I find it really hard to give up because, so if I set like a goal, I find it difficult to give up on that goal, on that mission, in anything, right? I'm not a quitter, and I do think you need to know when to quit. I think at times you need to know when to quit, when to give up, when it's not worth it. Basically, the sunk cost fallacy, right? So when you have sunk costs and you're still going, that's also bad. But for me, I can't give up. And I think about that in terms of business, and everything I've ever done in business is through not giving up. And it's just something within me, because when you create an identity for yourself or a vision and you want it, you've got to want it that much that nothing's got to stop you. And I tend to go 2 feet in. So I've done this, both businesses gone 2 feet in. Even the new business with Journal, like earlier this year when I started it, you get some initial sales and it died off and I was like, what the fuck, and just keep going. And then now we're in the busy period, so it's really good. Like every day we're getting like a ton of sales and I'm really happy with it. But there were times, you know, it's almost 12 months old now, and there were times when I was looking at it and going, like, it's costing fortunes in marketing. And I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Oh, yeah, we're getting some brand awareness. And you've just not got to give up, and it works. And I did the same with my tech business. I mean, that was far worse. I mean, Jesus Christ, that was ridiculous. Years I was in that dark place for that, not giving up, relentless. And yeah, it's there now. So I do think there is something like that, and that ties into this, because if you build a routine and don't give up, you don't need motivation. You've got to want it that much that the routine of doing it matters more than the motivation. And I think that's it. Retracted. Why are these messages getting retracted? Are you putting something you shouldn't on there? Just have a look at a few of these. Yeah. I don't know, maybe YouTube doesn't like what you're typing out. So yeah, I do think there is something to not giving up. I don't know if it's the complete answer. You know, because maybe 2 or 3 big decisions in life, like if you're like me and you don't want to give up, and I can only speak for myself right now, but maybe 2 or 3 decisions in life, I could look at it and go, yeah, I probably should have given up on that easier. But then where would I have been? You know, I would have needed to generate a new vision for my life, a new identity, a new, like, you know, direction. And that's not easy. And I think this is important. Like, it's very hard. If you know what you want out of life, I think it's hard to move away from that. You can't just replace it with a new idea. It's got to be really deep within. So to give up on it is actually quite difficult. And it's like, well, what's the purpose of life if you're not working towards what you want? What's the point? So maybe going 2 feet in is the answer. I remember it was a week or 2 ago, I saw a little video with Elon Musk, and he said the difference between successful people and not is persistence. Because he didn't give up, did he? I think you might have heard the stories when he built PayPal. It was with his brother, is it brother and Peter Thiel? And they were like sleeping in a room next to a computer and not giving up. Great story. But they were young, so, you know. But yeah, he believes that, Elon Musk, persistence. So yeah, I like that. If you are going to persist and not give up because you understand that motivation is bullshit and routine matters, which is great, what you have to be prepared to do is pivot when something doesn't work. So you've got the same goal, but you might have to pivot, you know, which is not the same as giving up. It's just changing the path. Let's say your destination's over there. It's like changing the path. This might look on the face of it that you're changing the plan a little bit. Like, example is when I started the software business, I thought our initial clients would be low ticket, small amount of users, and we pivoted towards, say, big companies, big organizations, enterprise sales, like big organizations, which meant you had fewer clients, higher value, higher ticket. And we pivoted to that. And it just so happened that that was more naturally aligned to who I was as a consultant, because that's where I was consulting at the time. So it was a better fit. Why didn't I go that direction in the first place? Well, you just have this imposter syndrome and think these big companies are not going to deal with me. Even though I've been consulting in that world forever, you just have this kind of imposter syndrome. And you just think, oh, we'll just do a low ticket and just get it moving. Thought it'd be easier. So we pivoted there. That's a good example. Yeah. Anyway, any more questions? No, not really. Right, hope that was useful. I'll just read out the Schwarzenegger thing again, this post that I saw from Schwarzenegger, because it sums it up, just to finish, and then any more questions and we're done. Right, I saw this from Arnold Schwarzenegger. He says, my best advice is to stop using motivation as your only fuel. I know it feels great when you're fired up, but it's a short-term fuel source. That's why the vast majority of people who start anything, diet, fitness, new projects, don't finish. They run out of gas. The only lasting fuel is routine. And you only get routine by dragging yourself on the days when you have no motivation over and over. I know that's not the answer that anyone wants. I wish you had a magic pill for you, but the only thing that works long term is showing up for yourself even when you don't want to. Brute force. I think that's very true. Motivation is bullshit. You've just got to show up each day. Like I said in my videos, I always say, once you've sorted that identity for yourself and you've got your goals, just choose 3 small things each day to work on, right? And work on them, half an hour each, or even 20 minutes each, 3 small things. So today, what have I got? I've got to do some work on my website, little bit of editing work, conversion rate optimization. I've got to tidy the house for Christmas, and then I'm striking a collaboration deal with a collaborator, so I've got to get that over the line. They're my 3 things. They're all quite short. Apart from tidy the house, that could be, you know, anywhere from half an hour up to 4 hours, depending on how much I want to do. So 3 small things each day, all working towards my goals every day. That's it. You don't have to work like a slave 10, 20 hours. This is another thing. You don't have to work like a slave. You know, for the last 3 or 4 years, I've probably worked 12 to 15 hours a week. This is a myth as well. Probably 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day or something like that, half days. Because all I do is pick them 3 things and spend about an hour on each of them. You don't have to, the rest of it, all right, I might have a client meeting here and there, but you really don't have to slave away. If you're choosing, it's like the Tim Ferriss information diet. Cut out the unnecessary, things like answering every email and all this stuff, you know, meetings for meeting's sake. And instead of being on someone else's agenda, just choose 3 small things that I need to do today towards my goals and improving my life, and do them, right? And when you've done, if you do that, that can take you like half a day, if that. And if you just do them, you've achieved more in your day than you ever have done in the past when you're just working on autopilot and just Because the problem is, if you've got a list of 20 things and you're trying to do it all, you end up picking off the low-hanging fruit, like the stuff that's really not going to make that much difference. Like, I'll answer this email, I'll do what my boss says, I'll do, you know. You really should be choosing what 3 things are going to move me closer, and just break them down so they're just small, half an hour up to an hour each, and do them. And if that's all you need to do. Anyway, thank you very much. Right, something's weird on my device added to your account. I've no idea what. Okay, just hit no on that. Right, I'm gonna go. So, hope you enjoyed that. Go and choose your 3 things for today. They can be very small. 3 small steps every day. All right. Hope you enjoyed that one. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe. Go and have a look at the video I did 2 days ago on why we make decisions too late. And yeah, also on my website, andyholt.co.uk, there's some resources on there. You've got my diet plan. So if you're into like fitness and stuff, go and have a look at that. My reading list, which is quite good. And then on the Goal Achievement Hub website, you can buy yourself a journal. It's got everything in for achieving your goals. It's everything I talk about I've put into it. Really helps me. If you order it, if you're in the UK, if you order before tomorrow, you get guaranteed Christmas delivery. The rest of it, EU is on tracked international 3 to 5 days. UK is like track 48, so you'll get it by Tuesday, which is good. All right, see you all next time. Thanks for listening.